think the home students got in a lot of a mess as well, actually. Although people didn't really understand that. But they did. And still until the start months came on stream, they were, certainly in the business school, in large volumes, they were registering completely the wrong thing.
We also got the RSE in our school, the RSME programme, which was struggling to cope with the old structure. Is now much better. We can start students, actually we do start students in April.
Having said that, a lot of it is about greater understanding, because you could always start students in April, and the nurses did it with hiccups, but they've still been doing it for 20 years. You know, in fact, for them, they've been doing it since they joined the university. It was just greater knowledge and understanding. I don't think you can downplay what we've got out of that, because that is, every time more people understand, it's easier to take things forward and to develop new programmes of study in a unique but workable way, rather than inventing something that's not going to work and is just going to cause chaos.
We have done something. We have to make it easier, though. I mean, you're right. We could always do it, but some of the things we have done through this is expose that data, so all the reports or the web pages will bring out the start one, so that you can easily track. If you're starting that program 3-4 times a year before, you couldn't say, you just had a big watch of all these people now.
That's right, you're an impossible job actually. You know, all the same people on the same, you see the same version of Moodle or WebGL, you know, all of that.
It's a relatively simple thing, that once we got the data, once we structured it in that way to expose it and to allow different pages and systems to slice it in that way. So a relatively simple change to make, but obviously it's having it's nice to hear that it has a real benefit.
There were other advantages though through the managing review, wasn't there? That was something that came out of the project quite early.
Validation dates and the review dates and the changes that were made there.
That's tidied up the system. It was, looking back on it, it looks like a straightforward tidy up, but it did require a reasonable amount of input and effort to get it.
There that basically stop students. You can apply, but you cannot become a student until a program has met all its conditions for approval. That was a change put in by this, and previously lots of programs actually, before they'd even met their conditions, had students registered on them. That
From a QAA audit perspective, that's a big improvement.
Which is always an improvement for the student, because you never want to have a student in a situation where they shouldn't be studying something because the paperwork isn't.
Or a programme is passed its review, because no one notices 5 years are up. You know, those sorts of.
But we never. But you know, there was a time when the 5-year thing was depreciated across the university. I mean, there was probably 10 years when actually there was no 5-year rule.
I don't think the 5-year rule ever disappeared. It just was abused.
No, it wasn't abused. It wasn't formalised. It was literally, you didn't have to do it. In fact, at reviews, you would be told that you didn't. There was no. The chair would say, "We've validated this for 5 years, but we can't actually enforce that rule." So it did go away.
But you could always have enforced it, because back in the day,
it was always worth.
We could always. We knew exactly what it was.
Always
chosen. People chose to ignore it.
Well, anyway, I mean, it was never. You couldn't really go much more than 5 years, because you needed to refresh things, and we need to refresh it more often than that actually, to keep up with what's happening in the big wide world around us.
It's a very difficult thing to build, I think, into the storyline, that we're admitting that was a bit of our own procedural structure that got in such a mess that it wasn't being implemented properly, and UG Flex shouldn't have been the driver necessarily to have picked up on that and dusted it down and got it working.
No, but I think
it was a
if
driver.
we go back, we'll find out that we did, when Simon brought the changes in 2010 or whatever it was, 2009. He brought the changes into the time planning for everything. So bringing it all back to February, closing things off the year before. You've got to get the NPP months and thing in, all that sort of stuff. When he made that change, he also reinstituted the 5-year rule, which meant you can't go beyond 5 years. And it's not a bad thing to go to. We shouldn't go beyond 5 years. If it's 5 years old, it's probably too old. And in our school anyway, the professional bodies won't let you go that long.
All we've done here though is systematise that.
Yes.
That's right.
To exert some control on information.
But it is a benefit.
Very much.
Very
yes.
useful.
And to be honest, when we sat down and thought about the project right at the beginning, those are the sorts of benefits we were thinking about, which are, to improve, the tactical side of our systems, what I never envisaged were the hairs that would be set running around the bigger picture. And that's been very, very interesting, I think, the unforeseen consequences and in a very positive way that come out of the project.